I hit the button. I assume that it's live right now. If it's not, I'm going to look silly as I break in the middle of a sentence. But hey, howdy, hey, friends and neighbors. Scott here. Happy 4th of July. I am just full on freedom right now. Whew. And delicious food. Of course, if you're not in America and you're watching this, just indulge me in my funness. We're having a celebration. Yay, America. Today, I'm going to talk about sunscreens, sunburns and sunburn care, and plants, how that applies to you, how that applies to me. And this is also kind of be a book review Thursday on sunscreens and biohazards, or just sunscreen hazmat symbol, biohazard symbol, biohazard, treated as hazardous material by Elizabeth Plurdy, by Dr. Elizabeth. There it is. This is not my book. I borrowed this from my friend Ryan. He's been on these videos. And I've had it for quite a while, so you see I've made lots of notes. I need to get that back to him. I have an article on the Grow Network that's going to come out with all this information pretty soon, and it will be more detailed. We're just going to hit some, pardon me, we're going to hit some highlights today. Since it's the 4th of July right now, and people have a lot of outdoor activities, even though if you're watching this, the sun's already starting to get towards that end of the sky. But there's plenty of summer left and plenty of things you can do to protect your skin. So let's start off at the very beginning. And all this information basically comes from here. So this is, what is this saying? Please check the video resolution and content resolution, which is not something. I'm just gonna hope that that's okay. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna hope that's not a problem. Oh, pardon me, a little freedom reflux. So yeah, the information is from here. It's a really good book. I did enjoy it. Now she goes into a lot of the environmental stuff too that I'm not really going to get into here, and in the article that's going to come out, I don't really get into it there. But it's still some good information about how the commercial sunscreens are really dangerous to coral and to a lot of the ocean life. So if you want more information on that, check this book out. I think Hawaii. I think Hawaii is the first state to pass a law to ban non-reef safe sunscreens. I think. But we're going to talk about how to make your own reef safe sunscreen. So let's start off with the sunlight itself. Mainly, we're talking about ultraviolet light. In the book, she talks about infrared too, but we're going to talk about ultraviolet. There are 3 flavors: ultraviolet, UVA, UVB, and C. And we usually don't worry about C because it gets stopped in the upper atmosphere. We barely get any of it. But UVB and UVA, that's what hits us. And they each do a little bit different. UVA tends to penetrate deeper, and it's not nearly as prone to cause a sunburn. It does contribute to skin aging, and it does contribute to skin cancers because it can go down deeper into the skin and damage the cells and the cell proliferation, as the cells regenerate themselves. UVB is a higher frequency, and it gets stopped higher up in the skin, and that's generally what causes the sunburn, is the UVB. It'll cause a sunburn a lot faster than UVA light will. It also contributes to skin cancer. And which one is more dangerous? It's kind of hard to say, and you'll find some people that will say either one is more dangerous. All things being equal, UVB is much more dangerous. It causes damage much faster than UVA. But also, UVA light makes up like 95% of the ultraviolet light that we're exposed to, and UVB about the other 5%. So, life's complicated. You ought to protect yourself from both. But here's the thing, though. Commercial sunscreens, for the most part, are focused on UVB. That's what they started as sunburn protection. They were an anti-sunburn thing. So they were designed to block UVB light. And as it turns out, it's a lot easier to block UVB light with chemicals than it is UVA light, because UVA wants to penetrate deeper. So it's just more difficult to stop it. Oh, man. So much freedom. Sorry. So the SPF number only applies to UVB light. I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy. Oh. The SPF only applies to UVB, and So if you get a really high SPF sunblock, you think that you've really protected yourself, but what's really happening is you are protecting yourself from the sunburn, so you're not getting the burn, and that encourages you to stay out longer, but you're not protecting yourself from the UVA light, which makes up 95% of the ultraviolet light, and it is going down deeper into your skin and is contributing to cancers, and it is contributing to skin aging, the photoaging effects. That sounds like a Photoshop effect. Photoaging is not what I'm talking about. Really, you want a broad spectrum sunscreen. And the way that they're labeled right now, according to my understanding, is a sunblock only has to have like a fairly low, it's called UVA PF, the UVA protection factor, only a fairly low UVA PF, UVB, oh gosh, UVA PF. This must be so terrible to listen to, just strings of letters. Anyway, the threshold is still fairly low to be considered broad spectrum, and a lot of the sunscreens don't list the UVA protection factor. They just list the SPF, and they'll have, like 50 or something. And so you think that you're getting great protection, and you're really not. You're getting protected from the sunburn, but not the UVA. So, what are you going to do? Also, the chemicals in the sunscreen, they're terrible for you. We have a history of approving some chemical as safe and good for use, and then finding out about a decade later, oh yeah, this kind of causes cancer and brain damage or something. And then we'll make here's a modified version. This one is safe. This time we got it, and about 10 years later, okay, this one causes hormonal disruption and cancer, but this time we really have a safe one this time, guys. Trust me. So, I don't trust those. I don't trust the big long chemical sunscreens. They're hormone disruptors. They do absorb through your skin. It affects the endocrine system, which is where you produce the hormones. It affects. A lot of them are estrogen mimickers. Estrogen, you are not receiving enough video to maintain smooth. Oh no! Oh no! Is this gonna make a mistake? My battery's almost out too. Error. Oh, okay. I'm still learning on the streaming. I don't know why I didn't bring my power cable. I'm going to close this one out. We're going to have to do a part 2. Sorry about that. I don't even know if you can hear me, but we'll have to finish this one up later. Maybe I'll just have to redo this one. Sorry about that. I'll have to catch everybody later on. Happy foraging.